I don't know how many of us really truly entered in the path. We don't know. We don't know. It is very interesting. Many of us here, many of us here, many of us who are listening on the Sunday talk, maybe. Of course, everybody is inspired by Buddhism, but many of you, I don't know whether you're Buddhist or not. You know yourself, and though we say taking refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha is a doorway, entry doorway to Buddhism, Buddhist. However, true refuge is very questionable. As one of the earlier Tibetan teachers called Drukpa Kunlip is the founder of the Drukpa Kagyu tradition. He's a really interesting guy. When you read his biography, he's very funny. He's a hunter. Basically, he walks around with the arrows and bow, and had a hunting dog with him, and walks through the street of Lhasa and everywhere else. And of course, greatest Mahasiddhi, no doubt. And one of the old lady who was dying had a beautiful turquoise she had put on her hair. So very, very excellent quality turquoise she had on her. Old Tibetan culture, if you go back, that's hundreds of years, go back. When they engaged, instead of giving ring, they put a turquoise on the hair. So that means I belong to you, you belong to me. So that's the turquoise. And this old lady had one of the beautiful, almost the best turquoise. So before she died, she said, when I die, take this turquoise off and search this crazy fellow and give it to him and tell him so and so died, and please pray. So the family decided to switch the turquoise, and so took another turquoise and went to search him. They couldn't find him at all. And finally found him, and they give him the turquoise. He looked at the turquoise and throw it in the switch. Just throw it away. And then they went back and got the real turquoise, so the real one, and they could give it to him. And he looked at it. He said, "You don't nang la song, kemo tarabe lam do song." Said, this small little turquoise goes in my arrow case. He just throw like this at the back. So whether it goes in his arrow or arrow holder or not, he just throw. And they say many of those sort of hidden treasures are that he'll throw like this. And he said that this small little turquoise should go in my arrow holder, and the old lady should go to liberation. And that's it. That's that. So at that level, I think they're capable. In our level, we have to pray. Pray to third entity called the Yidam or Lama. Right, we pray. And that category level, simple word, simple thought. That's why at the Buddha level, they call it Buddha can do everything effortlessly. Karmic connection somehow necessary. So even for her, that turquoise has to be given to the enlightened beings. When that's done, everything is simple. Just a matter of word, symbolism. So Buddha's level, we say everything effortlessly. That's the reason why we want to become Buddha, because we can achieve everything effortlessly. That's why we're struggling now. That's why we're meditating now. That's why we are engaging in discipline now. That's why we keep our morality now. That's why we engage in generosity now. All those because of that reason. At that level, when is not if for us. For us, it is when. When we achieve this, and then you know everything, simple thought, simple word, simple gesture is good enough to able to do everything. So that is why effortless as a Buddha level, effortless. When I say Buddha level, again, I don't mean you have to be Buddhist. You have to follow the path that Buddha described. You can follow any great, correct path. Don't follow wrong path. If you follow wrong path, it will end the wrong way. If you follow the right path, doesn't matter whether it's Buddhist or non-Buddhist or whatever. The great traditions, like a Judeo-Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, are good path. As every path is not necessarily good. They are violence-oriented. There are paths simply meant to I win, you lose. Purpose of that, and they are wrong path. Honestly, that's how, that much you have to have. You all have that much intelligent. You all know that. You all know that. You all have that intelligent to judge whether the path is right or wrong. Not necessarily has to be Buddhist. In principle, it is not selfish-oriented. You know, you lose, I win. That is selfish-oriented. We all win. Win-win situation. It is good. It's okay. We need it. If possible, you win, I lose. That's not we can do. Though the when we become bodhisattva, we may be able to do it. Hopefully we will. But other than that, I doubt it. Win-win situation is good. Anything violence-oriented, anything self-promoting, putting down others, looking down on others, putting on others, are wrong path. You know, like a black magic. That's for example, black magic. I don't know what black magic creators have a motivation, but people are using it simply, I achieve, you lose. And it is wrong path. Wrong path. There is no compassion. There is no love. There is no caring. it is the anger-oriented, hatred-oriented. It is the wrong path. Whatever we put effort in there, it is negative. Negativity is created. The result, all teacher, practitioner, everybody will suffer. Result is suffering. So that is why that sort of, maybe there are great person who does black magic, which is exceptional because of the motivation. If it's love, compassion oriented, then it's different. If it's selfish, self-grasping, or selfishness oriented, then it's not right. Even among the Buddhists, if you look at Hinayana path, is less compassionate than supposed to be, less compassionate than Mahayana path. But if you compare it, good Hinayana person, we get nowhere. We won't even reach where they use the toilet. We can't even reach there. Honestly, that much love, compassion, even though it is supposed to be narrow, selfish oriented, but practitioners will be like that. So love, compassion, selfishness, equanimity, at least equanimity, equality. What is different between you and me? Why you have to suffer, why I have to enjoy? That is the principle in our life. So if you keep that principle, you won't have you lose, I win. You won't have that. You may win or you may lose. It's not that you cannot win, you can win, of course, but on fair basis. Unfair basis, no. That's selfish. Like traditionally, when you see in the movies, they put those prisoners completely wounded before, and then they have to fight with the ruler or something, and then they lose, right? That's not fair. That's just what I mean. You lose, I win. Under various mean way, already prepared, right? So anyway, if you are interested in this spiritual path, and it has to follow good path, honestly, good path. Good path is, base is compassion, love, at least equality in principle. Then it is good path. It is I'm superior, you're inferior, you must serve me, I must win, and all that. And that is wrong path. At least we can judge that much. So, as we know, life is uncertainty. Short, never know when it's going to be. So always be prepared. Always be prepared. Nothing wrong if you don't go. Beautiful tomorrow morning comes, wonderful, welcome. Great, I'm still alive. Good. Thank God, Almighty, all three jewels, Buddha Dharma, and the karma, and the people. People is so important. Every morning, I try to think that way. Is the people's kindness. we survive. Our surviving is people's kindness. Totally, each and every one of us, honestly, if you look at, you may think I did this, I did that, but each and every one of us survived because of people. People's love, people's care, people's nurturing, people's kindness, whether it's a form of parents, form of caretaker, form of doctor, form of teacher, form of whatever it may be. It's due to the people's kindness. We are in life. Make best use of it.